world of rappers and gangsters collide, known as checking in. This is the idea that rappers have to contact the local gang and negotiate protection whilst visiting a new city. This checking in process may or may not involve a payment, or it might simply operate on a mutual respect being shown. Many rappers like Lil Baby have seen showing love to LA's Rolling 60s as part of an apparent
neighborhood
process. Here's Lil Baby in Rolling 60s territory with legendary Rolling 60s Crip rapper
Nipsey Hussle.
The former Crip leader by the name of Big U actually broke down the process of checking in to Charlemagne in an interview on The Breakfast Club.
Explain extortion to us. Would the rappers really be getting extorted by the gang members?
Because if you coming out here, you eating, and you in the club, and nobody know you, and you bringing your crew, then what happened?
You fool.
You fool.
Interestingly, Quando had actually had numerous interactions
Some
with
LA
legendary
politics.
LA Crip Big U in the lead up to this tragic incident. Big U had claimed on The Breakfast Club that Quando had reached out to him for protection and suggested that despite claiming Rolling 60s, Quando had never showed him love until he begun having problems with Dirk after Von's death.
You know, you got a lot of dudes, like when I was here last time, that claim my neighborhood that's in this music, but they don't really us until it's a problem. Then they call him. Like Quando Rondo. I just showed Envy. Like, you can't call me now. You can't call me when the fire hot. You didn't me before that. You know what I mean? You had my number, you could have called me, you could have did all that.
This comment elicited a response from Quando, who denied ever calling Big U for protection, instead saying that he was asking how he could give back to the Rolling 60s in LA.
It's time for me to start straightening my face, politics-wise. You feel me? It's time for me to leave this street in the streets and just play my role with this internet. I never once called nobody, on planet Earth for no protection. Because I don't fear no man. Why would I wait to get in some Anybody that I ever called, I call on some like, how can I help? How can I do this? How can I do that? I never called no person on planet Earth for protection.
Big U would reply to this, claiming to have love for Quando, but also suggesting that he was planning to pull up on him and that he was in his town.
First of all, I never talked to Quando. You know, it ain't nothing but love with Quando. And I was only addressing something that Charlemagne had said to me. And
man, you lying, bro.
Nephew reaching out to do something for the kids, definitely do that. Because I never talked to him. He just asked me if somebody reached out. I just feel like I know Cuz and I've been knowing him. And I never heard from him after we had a conversation maybe a year and a half ago. No, maybe 2 years ago. And then, so when he called me, I'm only on positive vibes. So I'm gonna pull up on Cuz, or he can pull up on me. I'm in his town right now, so, but I ain't got nothing but love for Nephew. And he talked to my son them a week ago about whatever they was talking about. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Big U would claim to not be doing anything with Quando if it's about anything negative.
Quando want to do something for the kids, for the family. I'm definitely with him on that. You know, definitely support him. But nah, if it ain't positive, man, I'm not rocking with it. I'm just not rocking with nothing unless it's positive. 100. Period. So I'm not even taking negative calls, man. I'm not looking for no negative calls. I'm not taking negative calls. If I think it's gonna be negative, I'm not taking it. If it ain't positive, if it ain't about doing something constructive, helping these kids, I'm out of it. But no, I never talked to Nephew. You know what I mean? I never talked to him as he called me, because I'm on all positive vibes. But I will talk to Quando.
And months later, Big U would appear on No Jumper in an interview where he seemingly apologized to Quando and indicated that there had been a miscommunication.
Somebody got to be a man at some point and say they was wrong. Like as far as Quando Rondo, I was wrong for saying it, but he was wrong for not reaching to his homeboy. And then on the same line that I reached out to you, you reached back out to me on it. You know what I'm saying? But I apologize to my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where it starts and stops. Somebody got to apologize. They was wrong. I was wrong.
And then, a couple of months later, in August 2021, Quando is in Los Angeles on a trip the year before the death of Lil Pap. And on this trip, he would appear in a sit-down interview with Big U himself, the ridiculously titled Checking In podcast on World Star Hip Hop, with Big U starting off the podcast welcoming Quando to LA.
Checking in with my young fella, Quando.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What's up, young fella?
Coolin'.
Is you in California, huh?
You dig?
You see? You know what I'm saying?
Land.
Man, I'm glad to have you, man.
These two would seemingly patch over their past feud and exchange mutual apologies, with Big U elaborating, saying that his nephew said that he did Quando wrong and vouched for him.
As a man, my little homie called me, and he told me, Unc, you was wrong. But I'ma say I was wrong too, because you said I was wrong.
This was an interesting interview where Quando would open up about a lot of things he was going through during this time. Quando feels that every song he puts out, people assume he's dissing certain people, but he says he has so many beefs going on that people actually get it wrong.
I be saying like a lot of stuff I say like in songs and stuff like this ain't the only person I have a problem with. Like I ain't talking to this person. Anything say, they gonna put it that way.
Quando would also explain that his enemies are actively trying to stop his money by making shows so dangerous that venues keep on cancelling.
They trying to stop my money. You feel me? Fans thinking I'm high, and when they don't know, like I'm dying to do shows and stuff.
Big U would also explain the process of checking in with Quando, saying exactly what a rapper should expect if they check in with the Rolling 60s.
That's all he care about.
You might check in with me. I'm gonna tell you what clubs to go to and what clubs not to go to. They ain't dealing with the right people. If I go to Chicago, if any of my artists is going different places, I tell them call this dude. Because he treated me right, he gonna treat y'all right.
Quando would also claim that he could never stop being a Crip.
I'm real heavy like on cripping, period. I'm gonna do that to the day I die. Sometimes I ask the Lord, when I be asking the Lord for forgiveness, first thing pop up in my head is, boy, I can't stop being no Crip though. You feel me?
Quando would explain that you don't have to be a killer to be a Crip, anyone can identify as a Crip.
I always tell them like, cuz, you don't have to be a killer to be a Crip. You don't have to be no shooter to be no Crip. You ain't gotta be no jack boy to be no Crip. You could be a dentist and be a Crip. You just a Crip. That's a dentist.
Quando and Big U seemingly left things on good terms after this interview.
See
However,
them boy
a year
lock
later,
C's.
after the Los Angeles assassination attempt on Quando
Seen
Rondo
that, Big U.
that claimed Lil Pab's life, Big U would appear on social media, seemingly taking a dig at Quando, saying that if he took a loss, he wouldn't leave his gang, and there would be no crying from him.
Imagine all the dudes, and when the storm came, they folded their tent, they went inside, or they shut down. No, they ain't what no real do. When it get hard for me, I get quiet and I get still, because I need to hear all the doors is open.
Then, a week later, on September the 6th, 2022, Quando Rondo would come out on social media to say publicly that he's no longer representing the Rollin' 60s neighborhood Crips and that he's laying his blue bandana down, essentially explaining that the Rollin' 60s neighborhood Crips in LA are linked up with his ops, essentially inferring that someone from the LA Rollin' 60s is who set him up to get shot at in LA, leading to Lil Pab's death, all on behalf of somebody trying to avenge King Von, with Quando saying it don't take rocket science to see what's going on, and ending the message saying that he's now just going to focus on his family and his loved ones. In response to this, LA Crip Jay Stone would reply saying you can't just drop your flag and quit the gang, and that real Crips lose homies all the time, and not everyone is going to slide for you. Quando would seemingly respond to this with a follow-up post, essentially warning people not to talk about him, saying he doesn't care because he's rich, has 200k, and can knock down anyone in his way. One theory about how the Rollin' 60s might have set up Quando Rondo has been linked to an LA-based Rollin' 60s rapper by the name of Bricc Baby. Bricc Baby dropped a verse on YG's 2016 song, the menacingly titled track Don't Come to LA, a song all about robbing and shooting out-of-towners. He'd also openly claimed not to like Quando in an August 2021 No Jumper interview, calling him out for claiming Rollin' 60s and trying to get Big U and the LA Crips to try and squash his beef with Lil Durk and the Black Disciples, essentially saying that Quando needs to check in every time he comes to LA.
It's like Quando Rondo.
You're not with him.
Boy, stop. Don't come to the 60s and want to provide now that bro them on your ass.
Well, that's gotta be weird for you because you with Dirk so much.
It ain't weird for me. You know what I'm saying? You're not from Rolling 60s.
Oh, really?
You're not from LA Rolling 60s. You're not from Rolling 60s.
Right.
You gotta come talk to the streets.
Big U's a little
That nigga
removed
right
from
there,
a lot of
boy.
them.
Nah, he is the streets. So
Right.
you gotta come talk to the people who feet in the streets. You gotta come clear yourself on both angles. You get what I'm saying? You gotta come holler at somebody.
I feel it.
Period. You went to go holler at Big U. You went to go holler at Hollywood. Like, that ain't Hollywood. He really my big dog. That's my big bro. Whatever he say, if he say hold down, we gonna try as much. You know what I'm saying?
He would even claim to have connected with King Von through Lil Durk when he was alive, and despite not being a Black Disciple himself, Bricc Baby said that he considers Lil Durk his brother.
Vine was in and out of jail, so I done seen Vine when I was down there in the O, all that shit, when I be going to Chicago and all that shit. If my boy lose a close homie, on the hood, that's my boy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my boy. I'm not from BD. I'm from 60s. But You lose you my boy, like my ops, your ops at this point.
He'd even been seen in the studio with Lil Durk in the months before the shooting, and in an Atlanta vlog where he said that he'd been friends with Lil Durk and the Black Disciples all the way since 2015. Bricc Baby was even rolling with OTF member Doody Low in January 2022, calling their alliance 6OTF.
How do you know my friend Bricc Baby Shitra over here?
That's gang. I've been knowing bro for like 5 years solid.
Wow.
Like 7.
7. Who else you tap with out here in LA?
Bricc Baby.
That's it.
I don't, you know.
Just days after that shooting at the Beverly Center, Bricc Baby would post on social media telling Quando that he's a fake Crip for not checking in with him and giving them money and guns.
If you from out of town and you banging the hood from California, you're an imitation gangbanger if you do not check in. If you do not make sure your hood is funded, you don't make sure your hood got blicks, if you don't make sure your hood got sticks and the kids is eating over there, a couple who put you down with the play family is straight, you're an imitation because a motherfucker don't deal with the same enemies we deal with in LA.
Bricc Baby goes on to comment on Quando's claim of dropping his rolling 60s Crip flag, saying that Quando can't leave a gang that he was never in.
You can't leave a hood that you never was in. You claiming our hood. You cannot leave a hood you never was in unless you just get put off. Stop claiming it. If you don't want to deal with street politics, stop gangbanging.
With all of this content floating around, it's no surprise then that rumours would spread that Bricc Baby had something to do with this. Allegations which he personally denied on social media.
Stop playing with the name, cuz. Stop playing with my name. Point blank, period. On 6-0 Crip. Die every day. Don't got nothing to do with me. On 6-0, you internet ass. They be putting stories together. You is on the street. No, I don't got nothing to do with it. Stop calling my phone, talking about, oh, hey, you know, man, on 6-0, man. On hood, the boys got hot. On 6-0, ain't none of my crashing out Beverly Hills in broad daylight. What's wrong with you?
With this whole situation even provoking a response from NBA Youngboy, who said, wait till I start talking. However, from here, Bricc Baby would bizarrely go on to do a series of interviews speaking on the situation directly, telling Cam Capone News that Rondo was smart to try and squash his beef with Big U.
It was a great move for him, like, to go check in with the big dog, because that's our big dog. So you trying to get him to soften up the people that's around your age and, you know what I'm saying, still outside. He's still outside too, but you get what I'm saying, to soften it up for us. So if we come around and just say I did something to him and he called Big Bro, like, oh, but Big Bro called me like, man, I told you it was cool. You know what I'm saying? He went that way. But the whole thing is that's not the age group that you beefing with. You know what I'm saying? You beefing with Dirk, right? You want to get a message to Dirk, that's my boy. So the age group that you dealing with, he still, even when Unc get the message, he gonna have to call me to get the bro. I'm the closest one to bro. You get what I'm saying?
Bricc Baby would also express how surprised he was when he heard that Quando, an apparent Rollin 60 Crip, had killed a Chicago Black Disciple, the King Von situation, with Bricc Baby thinking that he'd thought Quando had a good relationship with the Black Disciples because of his earlier connection to Lil Durk.
I'm like, damn, a 60 killed the BD? Like, they don't know how close we is? Like, these are boys. Like, what the been going on? And I'm like, he's been living in LA. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are boys. Like, what's going on?
But Bricc Baby once again would outright deny being responsible, saying you must be smoking dope to believe that.
With me with 2 strikes, what I'm gonna get out of putting for kills broad daylight in Beverly Hills, man, you gotta be smoking good crystal. You gotta be smoking big dope, Chris Brown style. You know what I'm saying? Dead homies. Wrong crib.
Bricc Baby would later be asked in a September the 11th, 2022 interview with Cam Capone News about these rumours that continued to spread that he was personally involved in the incident that claimed Lil Pab's life, with Bricc Baby claiming to have been in Atlanta at the time of the incident.
There was the Quando Rondo situation at Beverly Hills, in Beverly Hills at the gas station. I guess there was rumors about you.
Yeah. I was in Atlanta, so 100% the police know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
How the police know?
Do their job, cause I ain't not finna put me in the middle of no murder while I'm raising my kids.
He would go on to say that he wouldn't even comment whether or not he was involved with it.
Now, if y'all caught me slipping on camera and I really popped something and y'all got it, like, it's all on the internet, it's like, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be commenting on it, though. I wouldn't be saying, hey, leave my name out of it. I'd probably go the scary way and just blank out all social media and just get up out of here somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about it. They're going to have to come find me. I'm not operating with a phone or nothing after I do.
He would also go on to say that he isn't surprised that people think he's involved due to his past history with Lil Durk, but he denied believing that Lil Durk could have possibly been involved in the hit.
Were you surprised when you started hearing rumors about yourself?
Hell yeah. No.
This right here, this story right here is so deep, man. It's just so much Bricc, Quando, Big U in this episode. This is, I can't wait to get to the end, man. Hey, if you haven't subbed to the channel, man, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this episode so far, man. Let me know. Get in the comments, like, comment, share, everything, the whole nine. King Lucky Money. I bought you guys another dope episode. Let's get to episode 6 right now. Let's go.